What's up? Okay, so I've been relatively quiet these past 3 months. This is the 3 month mark almost. About, well, I mean, it's probably past a month to be honest. I was gonna say something on Thanksgiving because I truly was thankful for all the experiences that I was dealing with in the prior months, but at the same time, I feel like the more I stay quiet, the more it's not necessarily a detriment to me, but the more I feel like it's going to continue and it's going to end up exacerbating itself into something that can't really be fixed, which I know it will end up being like that. And so the reason why I am speaking out is, for one thing, people do not know my perspective on this. They never cared to ask. No one did, believe it or not. It was pretty surprising, and that's kind of what hurt temporarily in these past months is, I wouldn't be hearing anything from any of my friends that I thought would be my friends, but it's cool. I found some that I can put on one hand, and so I'm blessed. But essentially, to synopsize everything I've gone through, this essentially started and snowballed from me wanting to rekindle a friendship. And from there, it just kind of snowballed into I'm a stalker, which is a fucking... Anyone that knows me, especially after a decade-long friendship, I'm not a fucking stalker. I'm not that person. But in turn, it turned into me becoming a stalker. Nothing was said in protection against that, whatever, I guess. From there, I lost my roommates, and after I lost my roommates, I started noticing that there were devices on my IP address that were IP locked to my address, meaning if I changed the login information, which would usually, just completely cut off whatever device was logged on, and then you would have to log in again. I couldn't fucking do it. And there was blanks. I'm just gonna stay away from names, okay? Blank's iPhone. We can all guess. People that know me can all guess who the fuck that is. But Blank's iPhone was IP locked to my router. Okay, great, whatever. I didn't think too much of it. I was like, maybe this is remnants from something else. Who knows? And so I went over to my computer and I started to get like a little bit sketched out because I've been through this situation before, as most people that know me know. And so I started, I logged on to my Bank of America, and as soon as I logged on, lo and behold, there was a black screen that encompassed my monitor, and my router, my cursor was just locked right in the middle, and I couldn't fucking move it. And I play video games, so I know when I'm getting virused. And so I just jumped over to my power button and pretty much hard restarted the computer and then deleted it. But it left a pretty sore taste in my mouth. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Someone really put on a virus, a SysWow, a 64 virus that is supposed to replicate the actual file, but it's like, one of those clones, whatever. And tried to either take my bank account information or try to gain access to the bank account, or essentially, I don't know how those work, but I was kind of sketched out. And then me being on edge at the time and not fully awakened to a point where I could just kind of brush off whatever the fuck happens next, I was pretty paranoid because things that were locked were suddenly unlocked, and things that were previously there were not there, and phones that were not logged onto the router are suddenly on the router. Viruses on a computer that I quite frankly haven't touched for 6 months is now suddenly on my computer. That's weird. And so, going deeper into my investigation, actually giving a video warning to the people that blocked me all at once. That wasn't the smartest idea on their end, but again, I'm keeping this discreet as per my word. I gave him the check, just a subtle check on, like, I know what the fuck's going on. You guys aren't slick. And pretty much from there, the said individual actually hires on a group member's sibling in order to, for one thing, return the stolen pistol that was in my room. Okay, it was in my room. Suddenly it's gone. I didn't even notice that it was gone after 3 days. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I left it in a different room. No. Maybe I left it in the garage. No, I remember bringing it in. No. Well, it was missing. Straight up missing. And so I filed a police report, and all of a sudden, on after about 2 or 3 days after I sent the video, throwing a check so that they know that I know, it suddenly was in my garage again next to my ultrasonic cleaner, which is interesting. Okay, it was really clean, I know that. And I go back onto my actual computer, like, I have a laptop and a computer, and there was, lo and behold, another SysWow64 virus. In fact, there was so many blocked websites on there that I couldn't even access the router website to change all the information. Everything was blocked. Microsoft was blocked. I couldn't gain access to shit. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And so I go and I try to look through the history, and in fact I go to the password, the autosave passwords through Google, and there were 54 websites that had all of the passwords associated with various websites that I had saved. Like 54. There was a shit ton. And so I'm like, oh my god. And I remember a specific person that used to print stuff out on my computer knowing what my PIN was. And my PIN is pretty easy to remember because I trusted these individuals in question. So they had full access to fucking everything. Interesting. Okay. So the days go on, I'm even more agitated. I actually turned to meditation because that was actually a very, very effective outlet for me to actually focus in on the present moment. Not think on the past, not get all angry, whatever. And so I'd meditate a lot in my shower. And coincidentally, I would go into my shower, and within a 15-minute span, there would be something missing. There would be something stolen. There would be something out of place. And there would be footprints, actually, of Yeezy Boost 350s. And it would look like it was within a 15-minute span, and the back door was locked, and so someone had a spare key. Interesting. And the time before that, when the second virus actually got installed into my computer, that was within a 40-minute time block. That was literally the fastest work ever. They went over to, I know who it was, went over to the garage, dropped off the pistol, cleaned up the floor. I could see the back and forth of the towel that they used, and the floor cleaner that was that was actually in the laundry room. Why would it be in there? I didn't clean up the floor over there. That's weird. And then they went and they installed the virus again and actually blocked all these websites that I couldn't gain access to, all of which I have pictures and evidence regarding. But again, I'm a man of my word. I'm not gonna press this any further because I know how bad this could get. So time went on, and I noticed all this stuff. I noticed that when I go into a shower within the 15-minute time block, that something would be missing, and it was, like 15 minutes. That's a hidden camera. I'm sorry, but I know how crazy it sounds, but 15 minutes to coincidentally come in at a perfect time, which was actually early as fuck, like 6:30, 7 a.m. And either try to gain access to my gun case or try to grab the police report that I made on the on the firearm, or take my phone. Trying to convey all this stuff to my family was impossible. Trying to convey anything in regard to this, everything, you couldn't tell anyone about it. You couldn't be transparent, because if you were transparent, people would be like, well, what the fuck? Do you really think they're smart enough to do this? They're dumb enough to do it repeatedly. So I mean, I don't know what else to say regarding that. But I got to a point where I got so deep in meditation, so deep, so in tune with myself, to where I actually was able to shake off a lot of what was happening throughout this period of time and fully surrendered to it. Like, I got to a point where I did not give a shit, because it was happening. There was only so much I could do regarding this stuff. And the best I can do is change the locks. And so I did. And other than that, I have not done anything, because I have all the information. And people think that I'm dumb regarding this, I'm assuming. And I wouldn't say dumb, but they probably think I have no idea what's going on. I've known what was going on. The $2,000 watch that was stolen from the top of my dresser on the 28th of October, right before my birthday, I knew within an hour that it was taken. I know there's been gossip about me. It's kind of a given. I remember this person in particular that has been actively trying to jeopardize my reputation throughout the entirety of these 3 months. Actually contacted not only my best friends in order to convey the reason why such and such did such and such is because he had guns right next to him. He said that he was going to massacre people. And so I, that's slander for one, but that's how deep it got. And that's when I responded. And I would go and I would, just kind of shake it off. And it eventually got to my family, and trying to convey anything to my family regarding all of that, everything that's happened, which is understandable. Yeah, they had a hard time believing it, which I get, and it's fine. And I've accepted it. And in fact, we put this on the back burner, and so far it's been positive. And given the trial of trying to obtain information or try to push locked documents onto my computer through my router from a satellite location, or stealing my firearms, etc. There's just so much shit there's so much shit, dude. It was tough. And the toughest part was, or the Amazon. I forgot about that. The Amazon account with 23 linked apps to it. Hello? I mean, dude, I understand, you can't... Oh, man, I don't know, man. I get that the economy's bad, and I consider that shit charity, I guess. But it hurts, man. When people don't respect your past about what you went through in order to obtain said money, again, you see a kid, he's just sitting here working on his car every day, not going to work, and, just kind of, messing around on his portfolio and doing all that stuff. I understand that it's really hard to grasp what it took to get to that point in someone's life. A lot of people don't understand it. And that's why I posted what I posted on Instagram in regard to what I had to go through, relearning how to walk. They see from point A to point B. That's it. They don't look at A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And it's really unfortunate, because I worked my ass off to get to a point where I could walk again. I was on crutches for 2 years. I was in a wheelchair for 6 months. I had to piss in a bottle for 6 months. I had so many opioids and drugs pumped into my system to just help with the pain. And I got lucky. I got really lucky. There was a lot of blood. There was a lot of fucking tears. And people don't understand that. And it hurt in that aspect. It hurt that no one could perceive what I went through in order to get to that point, and instead saw that I had an influx of money that was, for one thing, intelligently invested, because it helps to read a book and understand what to do with your money, but two, to just think that my worth is worth that little because of the situation, because of my past, because of a past accident. And so the reason why I am talking with you today is because the reason why I'm trying to convey this now is because I see a lull in this fight or war or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But two, I want you guys to understand that you all are not worth my fucking time. And that's the reason why I've stayed quiet. This is such a sad attempt and not thought out whatsoever. Every single thing that was done, I found out within a day or an hour. You guys were found out so fast. And I've tried to convey to you to not only protect one person that I genuinely care about, but to protect you all from yourselves. This has been nonstop. This has been a cheap endeavor from the masses. And quite frankly, I want to also thank you all for putting me in a position in life to where I feel confident in myself. I feel confident on where I've been. I feel confident in I don't even think about the past anymore because I only see what's coming forward. And if you guys are so short on cash, maybe you guys should dedicate a little bit of time to read a book on how to manage your cash efficiently instead of sheeping onto an idea that, quite frankly, would have landed you in jail, all of you, for 30 plus years. That is 30, that's a little bit exaggerated. Maybe like 15, 30 for one of you, for sure. Also forgot to mention, I got hexed pretty bad. And I tell you what, there is a such thing as demons. Luckily I could swat those off like a fly, but point being is, think about your future, think through your actions, think through decisions you make, because following an individual that gives you a dream that seems conceivable but isn't thought out or intelligent maybe isn't the best method of obtaining the money or any monetary value in that matter in that way. So that's all I wanted to say. I feel like it's appropriate. Good luck to you all, but truly I want to thank you all, because if you guys didn't do what you did in the order that you did it, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I hope that this message can convey some positivity in the macrocosm of events, because I feel like a lot of you need something positive. Me staying quiet, it's a tactic. So anyways, give it up. I hope most of you have a good December. It's going to be tough for some of you, but you guys will make it through. I promise that, like I did. So good luck.